everyone, and welcome to the Book Boyfriend Bachelorette. Starring me, Emily. This is how it's going to work. Pay fucking attention. I have a list of bachelors from books that I've read that have stuck out to me, and I'm going to rate each one of them on a little chart. Starting off with green, it's my book husband. Number 2 is yellow. It's titled I Love Him. I love him. He's not my husband, but I do love him. Yellow orange one, I love him, but he's kind of like every other man. Like, there's nothing really special about him besides that he is a man written by a woman, so therefore he is better than regular men out in the world, but he just didn't, he didn't do it for me that much. Orange, I don't know if I could date him. I liked him maybe a little bit, but there's something off about him, or maybe he has a red flag, something like that. And red is titled Please Me. If you ever caught me in public in a book with this man, just know that I'm being kidnapped and I'm being held against my will, because there's no way in hell that I would be with this man. You might see on the screen some jump scares. I can explain all of the jump scares, I promise, just give me time. Number 1, if you've been watching my videos, you might know what this is going to be, but Hardin Scott from After. Hear me out, okay? Yes, he's a liar. He had the whole bet thing going on. He low-key emotionally abused Tessa. He's very controlling. He's toxic. He's an alcoholic. But I could have fixed him like Tessa did. He did change for their relationship. And I love Hardin. Like, I love everything about this man. Hardin Scott is going to be number 1. Bachelor number 2. I read this book in the 8th grade for the first time. And every year I go back and reread it. It's just like one of my comfort reads. It's Everything by Nicola Yoon. I thought this book, I just love this book so much. And I love Ollie, the main character. He is literally so sweet, perfect. Ollie is number 2. Now number 3, we're getting into the cowboy section of the Bachelorette, okay? Oh, this man, I love this man. I think about him daily. Like, I think about him all the fucking time. Rhett Eaton from Flawless. If you don't know who Rhett Eaton is, let me introduce you. Rhett Eaton is a bull rider. He is a famous bull rider. And he's like a cowboy, but he's not like a yee racist, homophobic cowboy. Like, he's a cowboy written by a woman. I think about him all the time, I do. He is number 3, but don't get it twisted, he is still my book husband. I can't even rank my book husbands besides Hardin being on the top, so just keep that in mind. Number 4, I love this man too. Oh my god. Dex from Ignite by Melanie Harlow. Oh my god. This man is a single dad. He's a firefighter. He has tattoos. He learned how to sew for his children because the mom isn't really in the picture, and so he learned how to sew for his girls. I mean, what could you not like? Alright, my last book husband on this list will have to be Rise from Twisted Games. This man, oh my god, I was not expecting to like him as much as I did when I started the book, but I did. Like, I love this man. He did no wrong in my eyes. Like, I literally, like, I love this man, and some people don't like this book. Those are the bachelors that will be in the book husband category. Next is I Love Him. The first one I'm gonna have to go off with this list, Luke from Done and Dusted. I love Luke. He's a country boy. He owns a bar. I don't even think he did anything wrong in the book. Like, he's like perfect. So Luke from Done and Dusted. Alright, now we're gonna take it back a little bit. I read this book like 3 years ago. I don't remember a lot, but I do know I love him. Bachelor number whatever we're at. Gus from Beach Read. I remember I read this book and I was like, I love Gus. Alright, now we're getting back into the Chestnut Springs with Rhett. Rhett's older brother, Cade Eaton. He is the next bachelor on the list. Cade is a single dad. That's all you have to do to reel me in, is a single dad. He's a single dad. He works on the farm, his family farm. He's dark and mysterious, and like, he has a troubled past, and like, Oh god, I don't know. I just love it. Like, I love when a man is deep, dark, and mysterious, and like the main girl is like bubbly, and she's like trying to like figure out why he is the way that he is, and then he finally tells her, and you learn about his past and his trauma. I don't know. He is in Heartless by Elsie Silver, by the way. And the next one is Theo from the same series, Reckless. I love this man. Like, he didn't really do anything wrong. He might have said or acted a little like cringy at times, but I really liked him and I liked this story. So I'm putting him at the love part because if this was real life, yeah. All right, now we are in the category of the Bachelorette. I can't fucking talk. We're not on the part of I love him, but nothing really like stuck out about him to me. The first one is Dante from King of Wrath. I loved this book, don't get me wrong. Like, I flew through this book and I loved it, but this man, like, I liked him, but he is kind of just like every other man who is like the trope of hates everyone but you. Like, there's nothing really too like special about him in my opinion. I liked him, but that's about it. I forgot one of the... Okay, we have to go back to the category of I love him. This is going to be so controversial, and you might click off of this video when I say this. But okay, hear me out. I read this book in 2021 when I was going into my senior year of high school. I don't think I would like this book as much if I read it now, which I'm 20 right now. I don't think I would like it as much now. But in the moment, I loved this fucking book. I finished it in like 2 days. November 9th by Colleen Hoover. Go ahead. Yeah, okay. I loved Ben. I don't know. I just loved everything about Ben. I thought he was so slick and like, I just loved his personality. And he's a little writer. I don't know. I loved him. The things he did were questionable, but I like Hardin Scott. Right, now back to the I loved him, but he's kind of like every other man. Aaron from The Spanish Love Deception. I loved this book. I didn't think I would love it, but I did love it. It's one of my favorites. Well, I wouldn't go that far. I liked it. I might reread it one day, again, when I forget everything about it. I liked Aaron. I thought he was cool, but he's just the typical, like I said, like I hate everyone but you kind of vibe. Like, he was deep and mysterious, but like for no real reason, I feel like. So I'm just gonna put him, he's kind of like every other man because he low-key kind of was. Alright, I will not say that I'm ashamed of this one. Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. I thought this book had such a good message behind it, like don't drink and fucking drive, don't be an idiot. And I hated the main girl, by the way, but I loved the main guy. He's a single dad. Yep. And he owns a bar. That's typically the things that I like, if you couldn't tell already. Anyways, I really liked him. I don't really remember too much about him, so that's why I'm putting him at the he didn't really stick out to me, because I obviously can't remember anything about him besides those two things, and that he had tattoos, I think. But yeah, I liked him, but you know. And I couldn't find a picture on Pinterest of what I thought he looked like, and the closest thing was Jax from Sons of Anarchy. So that's the picture I'm using for him. Alright, now we are at the category of the Bachelorette, where I start to say, I don't know if I could date you. I don't know if this is going to work out. I don't know if you're going to be getting my rose at the end of the night, okay? First one, right off the bat, is Zayd Meadows from Haunting Adeline. This man would scare the shit out of me in real life. Like, I'd be sleeping with one eye open all the fucking time, I swear to God. Like, in the book, I was eating it up. I was like, oh, this is... But in real life, having a stalker, no thank you. Alright, the next bachelor up is Church from Church by Stylo Phantom. I think that's how you say it. No one talks about this book. It is a dark romance. I feel like you should read it if you're getting into dark romance, but I'm gonna make a video on that sometime. But basically all you need to know is that like he's deep, mysterious, whatever, and he likes to kill people, kind of. Like, he's like a low-key killer, kind of. I don't know. I really like him, but he kind of scares me because he is a killer. I am gonna have to put him as, I don't know if I could date him, and I do picture him as long-haired Harry, by the way, so that's why Harry Styles is down on here. So let's just put him up here. All right, now our final bachelor in this category is going to be Nathan from Icebreaker. I did not finish this book, but I did get about halfway done, and I thought Nathan was very clingy and like not pushy, but like, you know, the guy who is like constantly like, where's my hug at, and then like you don't give him a hug, and then he's like, oh, for real, like you're not gonna give me my hug? I don't know, he just kind of gave me that vibe, and that's not really my vibe, so I am not going to date him. But he is a hockey player, and he does seem to, like, whenever he's into someone, he does seem to be obsessive. So like if I was into him, he would be obsessed over me, which is like a plus, which is why I'm not gonna put him in the kill me category, but I will put him in the I don't know. Okay, here's our final category. These men will not be receiving a rose at the end of the night. They will be going home. These men are just, I don't know, like I would rather claw out my fucking eyes than be with them. The first one is what's his name? Alex from Twisted Love. Okay, I do like a toxic man, as you can tell from Harden being at the #1 spot. But this man was just like, I don't know, like right off the bat, he was controlling. Like the two characters in Twisted Love weren't even together, and he was like, you're a fucking slut for hanging out with other guys without me? What the fuck? He got way too obsessed way too quickly, and like, he's just psychotic. Like he scares me. Like I don't know, like I like men who would scare me sometimes, but this man, I don't know how to explain it. He just like took it to a whole nother level. Like I don't know, like I cannot with this man. And our last bachelor who is not getting a rose is Adam from The Love Hypothesis. I hated this book. I hated him. He's too nerdy for me. I don't like nerdy guys, as you can tell. I like a bad boy with tattoos who own bars. That's my thing. So this man was out of my comfort zone. He did talk about like cell theory quite often and atoms and all nerdy things, and I just wanted to myself whenever he would talk about it. Like I really just, so this is the final list. Okay,